When the ice finally began to melt, the world changed, and so did the hunter that ruled its waters. Through the long freeze, the pike had survived in silence, buried beneath ice and time. And when the Holocene dawned, it rose again. But on the shores of this new world, another hunter waited. This is The Ancient Hunter, Episode 3, The Age of Man. Over 10,000 years ago, the last great glaciers withdrew. The world warmed, the rivers ran wild, and from the meltwater came life. As the ice retreated across Europe, new lakes formed, waters untouched since the dawn of the Pleistocene. And waiting to reclaim them was Esox lucius, the pike, perfectly evolved, unchanged since the ice itself. As meltwater carved new rivers, pike spread rapidly through the post-glacial Europe, recolonizing lakes and lowlands from Britain to the Baltic. It followed the thaw northward into every pool, stream, and floodplain the ice had left behind. And following the pike were humans, hunters of land now drawn to the water. Where the pike returned, people gathered, and where people settled, the pike became part of their survival and their imagination. At Starcar in Yorkshire, a lakeside settlement dating around 11,000 years ago, archaeologists uncovered pike bones beside flint blades and antler barbs. 11,000 years ago, this landscape was a shallow, post-glacial lake called Flixton. Its shores were rich with game, waterfowl and fish. The pike that prowled those waters were just as cunning, fast and solitary, and still bearing the same ancient form. Across the North Sea at Tybring-Vig in Denmark, hazel and willow traps rest preserved in mud, woven funnels designed to guide fish with the rising tide. These were the descendants of Ice Age fishermen who had already pulled pike through holes cut in frozen rivers. Now, in a warmer world, they perfected that craft, no longer fishing only for survival, but learning to live with the water. To these early people, the pike was more than meat. Thousands of years later, iron replaced flint, and sails cut the northern seas. In the age of Vikings, the pike's reputation only grew. In Sweden and Denmark, pike meat hung drying beside cod and herring, provisions for trade and sea voyages. In the harbours of Birka and Hedby, archaeologists have found pike vertebrae scattered among salt barrels in the market refuse. Clear evidence that the predator of the ice still fed the empires of men. Yet in the stories told around those fires, the pike had taken on a darker edge. Across northern Europe, it was called the water wolf, the silent killer that ruled from below. Fishermen believed it carried the spirits of drowned warriors. In the Norse sagas, it became the emblem of patience and power, a reflection of the Viking ethos itself. The pike's sudden strike mirrored the warrior's blow. Its cold, steady gaze symbolised the courage to wait. To kill a great pike without need was to risk anger in the waters. Even in a world of iron and gods, the fish commanded fear and respect. It was a creature of both hunger and honour, a predator fit for a people who worshipped the storm. And beyond the Viking fjords, its legends swam into new lands. In Finland, the great bard Väinämöinen was said to carve the first kantele from a jawbone of a giant pike. Music born from a hunter's bones, the sound of man and nature intertwined. In Slavic folklore, a magical pike grants wishes to those who spare its life. The ancient tale known as At the Pike's Behest, where mercy brings abundance. But to medieval scholars, it was the Lucius, the solitary fish of kings and monks alike, a living lesson in discipline and restraint. In every story, one truth remained: the pike was not a monster. And across the north, from the Volga to the Irish Lochs, it remained a symbol of endurance, the last echo of the Ice Age in a world of warmth and men. For millennia, that balance endured. The pike kept the waters in order, culling the weak, shaping the shoals, keeping the lakes clear. People took what they needed and left the hunter to rule. But civilization does not know when to stop. Rivers were straightened, marshes drained, dams rose across spawning grounds. The waters changed, and yet the pike endured. It hides in canals, lurking beneath bridges, reclaimed flooded fields after every storm. But the legend that once gave it power began to fade. The water wolf became the villain, the thief, the pest, a creature blamed for man's own depletion. And for the first time, the ancient hunter was truly at our mercy. For over 10,000 years, the pike has shared our story. From the Ice Age to the Iron Age, from survival to myth. It has outlived empires, endured floods and fire, and still hunts beneath the surface of our modern world. But now, its fate depends on us. In the next chapter, we see how this predator faces the greatest trial yet, and how the hunters of today are becoming its guardians. This is the Ancient Hunter. And if you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe so you don't miss the next one, The Guardians of the Hunter. And until next time, stay hooked. I'm Stu, a British military veteran, and predator angling runs deep in my veins. It's about wild waters, the chase, and a way of life. If you enjoyed this adventure, hit subscribe. And if you want to go even further, join my channel memberships for raw, unfiltered predator sessions and exclusive films you won't see anywhere else. This is Hooked on Predator Fishing, and until next time, stay hooked.